it's time to talk about Season 6's solo lane and Season 6's jungle. Honestly, there has not been significant changes with regards to the jungle or solo lane. You can play passively and you can do okay, so you can use Guardian's Blessing, you can also use Warrior and play more aggressive, that's fine, or you can just rush into several items, that's also fine. It's honestly up to you and how you like to play solo. That said though, I have found certain characters are significantly better in solo and significantly stronger. A good example of this would be Tyr. Tyr unfortunately is just not good at the moment, and it sort of sucks. Xing though is pretty good in solo. Alright, so early game. What I found so far in this game is a platinum lobby for anyone who's somewhat curious in ranked. You have to juggle minions between the first couple waves and getting your blue buff. Unfortunately for me, Bakasaur is in the jungle, and that makes my blue buff really easy to invade, and I probably should adjust my playstyle because of this. And then that's really all we have to say. Totem, honestly, it's a minor benefit, but you really don't need to fight over it. It's not that useful in here. I know I'm losing, so I'm just going to juggle my potions, and that's pretty much all you need to do. Solo lane is pretty much about juggling potions more than anything. It's also juggling minions, so you have to somewhat juggle aggro. You also have to be aware of where players are. It's a very weird role where at the moment early game you just have to play somewhat careful and not be stupid, and you'll do fine. Personally, I don't like solo, but I am starting to grow to like it. What else is there to say? This matchup is very, very annoying. I'm just going to play as passive as possible. So, there you go. Solo, not much has really changed. Certain gods are better than others. I do not like the fact that... I don't like the fact that there's a lot of hyper-aggressive early game gods, warriors that exist, and everything else has somewhat been pushed out a bit. That said though, you can still play more passive stuff like guardians and mages and do better in a team fight, and honestly I probably think that's the way to go. Although if you're going to win in ranked, you just need to play high pressure and hopefully try and win lane, because if you're playing solo it's all about rotations, and if you're not rotating you will lose the game. Like, it's that simple. Solo is pretty irrelevant in terms of ranked, which is a shame. The best roles to carry in ranked right now are jungle and mid, and this is the last time I will see my blue buff, I think. I'm not too sure, because Baka will start to invade, and that's what you do as Baka, especially when it gets to higher level lobbies. People will invade you, and that's pretty much what Baka does. He invades, he gets ahead, and then he tries and get kills and snowball. And here he was trying to steal it. He probably should have came over sooner, and he would have had that. But you can see he's already got the timer, and he's going to be back. It's that simple. And this is where I make my first mistake, because I don't recognize that he's going to be back. Because normally when I play, especially at lower levels, people will not do that, but at higher levels you have to adjust. People will start doing it. It's that simple. Alright, so that's out of the way. Now we can talk about jungle. In terms of jungle, not much has really changed in Season 6. It really hasn't across pretty much every single role. Mages are still the same, pretty much. Hunters are the same, pretty much. Dual lane is still an absolute horrific mess, and unfortunately they will... It's all about pressure, and they have to be extremely careful, because the jungle and mid will gank you a lot because they have more gold and XP than you. And here I'm literally just trying to play as passive as possible. I know he has the advantage, so it makes no sense to do anything. And there I think I took that, I'm not too sure. Anyway, Season 6 general feels, I guess. Especially in consideration of ranked, and here I'm just literally trying to get the ult. This is literally the only thing I can really do. General Season 6 feels, I guess. Season 6 is very similar to Season 5. I don't mind that per se. I think the problem I have though is the fact that it feels I don't know, it just feels weak in here. He's just attacking me because he can. I don't know why he did that though. There's no point in doing it. I have a strange feeling that my blue's going to get invaded, and I see him, and the first thing goes through my mind is the blue's going to get invaded. So I come over here, and I see the blue buff has just been invaded, and this is what will happen when people play backer. One thing I will say, especially plat and higher lobbies, is a lot of people will use cheese stuff to try and cheese lower level players to get higher up on the ladder. And honestly, their fundamentals and how they play the game, it's not good. They are literally just pub stomping, and it's just not smart how they play. This Thanatos, to his credit, is actually not bad, and this backer, to his credit, is not bad. Though they are using a very aggressive high pressure strategy, they are good at executing it, and they are good players in general, in my opinion. That said though, I did have a game earlier today in which I beat a backer. I was Kamazots. I had less damage than him, and I actually beat him in a casual game because he was just going for kills and he was just using cheese strategies. I think what I'm about to say is going to be quite controversial, but I don't think cheese strategies should be allowed in the game, especially if they are super effective at low levels. I think they need to be significantly weaker. So once you get to, say, gold or platinum, they become horrendously weak. Anyway, that's all for now. I'm going to cut the gameplay to the interesting bits. See you again next time.
On my way.
First blood. You're never safe. Enemy ultimate. Your middle tower.
Soon you will meet your demise. Do not trust your eyes.
Mana, bye! Out of mana. Much long. Silly people. I'm not afraid of it.
Enemy ultimate down.
An enemy has been slain.
Nice job.
Must go down.
Careful, luck. Good luck.
No one escapes my sight.
Help left lane. Good luck.
Read your evil end.
Fight!
You have been
Why are
slain.
we giving up so easy?
An enemy has
Never
been
stop
slain.
looking for
Your middle
you.
tower is
On my way.
Enemy missing right.
Hi.
Enemy ultimate down.
I need the jungle back.
To protect this isn't over yet.
Enemy missing middle.
Enemy
Retreat.
ultimate down.
Retreat.
defend, please.
Good luck.
On my way.
Okay, help.
I'll attack.
Your left tower is under attack.
Enemy missing
Your
right.
right tower is under attack.
Be careful middle.
What goes up
Okay.
must go down.
Last long.
Attack middle lane. Cancel that.
You're never safe.
I'm not sure if people have noticed this, but this game is not going well at all, and as a result I've sort of tilted. It's very difficult to play well when you're tilted, and you can sort of tell it here. My jungle's not doing great, my mid's doing okay, and we're just losing to like high pressure garbage pretty much. When I recorded this video, I was gold 2 or gold 3, I can't quite remember. I'm now plat 5. It's taken me a while, but I've managed to get to platinum finally. I've honestly always had a goal of getting to platinum, so it's fantastic that we're now in platinum. So, this game's not going great, and as a result, it's time for surrender.
Yes.
There you go. So, goodbye. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and do all that fun stuff. And ta-da!